you so much. I hate you just with a passion now.
You walked into it.
I walked into it.
You should have known that was coming.
I thought we were having a serious discussion.
You gave him the
Mass
loop
Effect
around.
2 and the characters.
You forgot about
assets.
Mass Effect.
Oh my
god.
Yeah.
Yo, that could be our group name.
I always loop around back to the joke.
I'm rolling 3 D20s for death saves right now.
Damn, looks like he lived.
Okay, I'm pretty. I'm still alive, but just barely.
Tragically.
Unfortunate. Tragically, truly. Okay. I think I can call session 0 done before any more goddamn mastiff jokes get put in.
Do you think it's possible to breed wargs out of mastiffs?
Huh.
Breed wargs?
Yeah.
Kind of like a mammoth and an elephant situation?
No. Warg's the goblin wolf.
You gotta find a woolen goblin.
Willing is an interesting word.
You gotta find a living goblin.
I don't need to find a willing, I just need to find a weaker than me goblin.
Well, that
Boy,
got
this went
dark really fucking quickly.
This is a weird society that you
Hey, Goblin, you ever heard of a Mastiff?
This went real dark, real fast.
It did. It really did.
You guys are weird. I try to promote a family-friendly game of just classic imperialism and colonization. I think that's a pretty fair...
Family friendly. Da, da, da.
You know how family-friendly it is it gets taught in schools. That's how family-friendly
Ooh, can I name my character Christopher Columbus?
You're not human, so no.
Dog.
Human characters, yes. You know.
So, Garth, did you ever decide your race?
Nah.
Well, now you're gonna be human. And
Thinking
you're gonna be Christopher Columbus.
Nevros?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nevros.
Yeah, maybe.
That's human enough.
Close
You'd be
enough.
more akin to Pocahontas at that point, but hey,
Yeah.
what do I know? Alright. So if anyone, again, session 0 is done. If you want to go or sleep or do whatever, you are free to. If
God,
not, we're gonna break into design talk. What's up, Bo?
You know what might be the worst combination for a spore druid?
What?
Cooking utensils.
Well, you know what? I think that's a good thing.
Saute
you can
some
spread
mushrooms.
your pores to unwilling suspects.
I mean, that's how Little Caesars was founded.
Jeez.
That was a burn in a roast I was not expecting, but I applaud the creativity behind it, truly. But yeah, let's go into design work.
And for what?
So, mastiff breeding. What are we talking about for
Shut
gestation?
the up! God damn it! Okay, so there's one thing which may or may not have been dropped into your heads about the setting. Something that is present in the real world equivalent, but not present here until I'm going to say it right now. What about guns?
Guns.
Pew pew.
Gunslingers are an option. They're in the Tal'Dorei, relevant stuff.
Can't colonize without guns.
Which brings me to the point, and this is sort of the kicker that the predicament Garth is in, because he's curious about this class. We're not picking a gunslinger fighter subclass. We'll be designing a gunner class.
If you switch to a freaking, if you switch off your druid now, I'm going to actually kill you.
Why?
Me and Garth discussed this a bit on Thursday. It was Thursday, right?
It was the past. Let's go with that.
Yeah, this past week. And we already know what the subclasses are going to be. There's going to be a gunslinger. So if you want to dominate the West with your sick high noons, McCree style, bust it out.
Breastplate, rapier, blunderbuss.
I mean...
Funny you mention that, because the next thing is called a stormtrooper. I'm not talking about the ones from Star Wars, I'm talking about the ones from World War I.
Germany? Oh.
Yeah, so the ones that would blitz your freaking ass off and tear you to pieces. So these guys would have shotguns. Which leaves the last one. We went medium range, which a gunslinger roughly is. We went close range with a stormtrooper. What's left? Long range. Snipers. Or I guess in this case, we'll call them sharpshooters. In true origin of the sharpshooter name, where they shot sharp rifles.
I'm just feeling like we should name them conquistadors.
That's a
Only
little
get
too
proficiency in
specific.
breastplates.
But wait, no, don't let them lull you in a false sense of security. Because you know what the
So-
conquistadors brought? They brought mastiffs.
Come on,
Don't
man.
let him trick
So
you.
close, so
I know that
close.
historical line. Oh,
So, are we
Alright,
talking
alright,
wheel
sniff
locks,
that one out.
flint
Must have
blocks,
keen
or
senses.
matchlock?
well, Well, the catch is this has to be a setting in which A, shotguns exist, and B, revolvers exist. So this is past musket era stuff, which I know isn't necessarily colonial era. This would probably be the equivalent of Civil War era, like U.S. Civil War era.
All right.
I don't know guns though is a thing, and
There
but here, I
were-
want to make this distinction. But go on.
I'm trying to think, because assuming we skip past. Okay, so very soon, or okay, right around the time of the Civil War, specifically, there were like, how to explain this? If we're gonna skip past, if we're gonna skip past muskets and everything, and go immediately to like wheel guns and shit like that, there were like guns around the Civil War area, at least, that were, instead of it being, you know, a front-loading rifle like an actual like musket,
Like a
it
actual
was-
musket, yeah.
Yeah, break
it
barrel.
was, yeah. There was actually some designs around a self-contained cartridge that was like the first of its kind.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, like during a bit before and in the Civil War, different gun companies had different cartridges and stuff like that.
Yes.
You had to buy specifically from them. A real Apple move, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
Shame
don't forget about the Maxim that came around shortly after.
was getting to tell that.
It was the first crew serve machine gun.
The impetus I have for this, it's a game out right now called Hunt Showdown, and I've never ever seen this, but apparently it was a real thing because Hunt Showdown like copies real world equivalents. I've never seen anyone take a freaking clipped, like rifle, like a clip using rifle, and convert it into what is essentially an LMG. I've never seen anyone turn a semi-automatic rifle into a machine gun that could walk around.
Yeah, it's actually not hard.
Of
All you have
course,
to do
that's
is
the freaking military
file
guy.
down the firing pin.
Well, there you go. Anyways, the thing I want to get to is there is a distinction from real life equivalents to cool fantasy shit we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Same deal for the alchemist subclass. I don't know enough about actual medicine. Go talk to O if you want medical advice to incorporate into the alchemist subclass and its potions and toxins and stuff like that. I just have it have bombs and potions and poisons. So same deal here for the
Copious
gunner.
amount of zinc.
There you go. That's his healthy tip of the day.
Or
Yeah.
actually, vitamin K. Yeah, K. Vitamin K. Ignore me. Vitamin K. It promotes blood clotting.
Can I
So, yeah,
OD on it?
Yes. You can OD on anything.
Can I OD on it easily?
No.
Okay, well, I'm good then. Anyways, so yeah, the gunner class we're going to be making right here, right now, go us, will have the cool fantasy, like, element to it. So again, that gunslinger, McCree, it's high noon, motherfuckers. You know what time it is. That sort of deal. Like, revolvers do exist and stuff. And so do, like, sharps rifles and stuff like that. And shotguns. Hell, maybe a trench gun eventually, which is a breach of, Geneva Convention.
Boy, don't I
Anyways.
look like a straight dickhead using a bow and arrow then.
You could
Well, that's where the
get
catch.
a
Well,
gun.
that's another point I need to bring into this is before we even touch the gunner class creation, we need to figure out guns and try to balance them in some way, shape, or form versus a bow.
I mean, I think I have an idea, but that's
I mean,
just
couldn't
me.
you just like steal some bits and pieces from the Tal'Dorei
gunslinger.
gunslinger?
That's
They've already they've already done a very good option with the Thunder Cannon and the old Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Which basically it worked like your gun was a sneak attack. It just scaled up.
I personally had something in mind I have for the shotgun is it would be a dex save weapon. Because if you could dodge fire, which you can do, why can't you dodge like little tiny pellets or whatever the shotgun is using?
Bullet time.
Yeah, exactly. And then the catch would be is if the shotgunner shoots you at point blank range, you fail. No evasion, no nothing. You just got shotgunned in the face. The end. And then you take X amount of damage.
Seems powerful.
If not, then it'd be some sort of cone effect. It wouldn't be any more. It'd be the equivalent of a spell, albeit more limited, if that makes sense.
Was that a homebrew thing that we did? I don't remember. Something about like when they're within like 5 feet, it was like, how did we do it? It was like if they're within 5 feet, like point blank, it was advantage. If they were between like 10 to like 30 feet, it was a regular attack. Anything beyond 30 feet was like disadvantage or some shit. I think that's what we did.
That would make sense. It would be following along the precedent of a range, like the range weapon trait.
Mm-hmm.
So that would definitely make sense. But the thing is, like, we would already be using the range thing on every other gun anyways, pistols and rifles and such. So I wanted the shotgun to be like something with a bit more oomph for close range.
Fun fact about any weapon that has rifling, your first, depending on the rifling of it, but typically 20 to 50 meters are going to be high shots.
Going to be what?
So wherever, like, take your scope, right? Wherever your reticle is, the first 50 meters of a rifle's arrow are going to be above that point.
Oh, so above where you're aiming. Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a compensate for long distance shooting where you would have to...
The next 150 is going to be a flat shot, and after that it's going to be a drop shot.
Yeah, drop shot. That's in my Call of Duty montage.
Oh my god.
Anyways, though. So yeah, then this is the thing we're going to be designing, is how to make guns, en general, how to make special sorts of guns, so shotguns and sniper rifles, sharp rifles, whatever. And then how to make a class around it. Because, not gonna lie, I know the gunslinger from Talladore. The grit feature seems really...
It's trash, dude. That is
it
really
seems,
trash class.
Yeah, that's sort of the kicker of it. I want a class that uses guns and has some sort of class resource, because I think that's what makes a class interesting to use, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and plus, everything has a resource. Literally, every class has a resource. Spell slots, favorite terrains, favorite enemies, stuff like that.
I know, if you look up 3.5, they had a section on guns that was interesting.
I'm looking up.
It's basically they just did a piss more damage, but there was other penalties to them.
I think one of the big kickers to using a gun versus a bow is that you don't get any modifiers on a gun. I think that makes sense. It doesn't matter how strong I am, I'm shooting a fucking gun.
It's kind of restricted to its design.
It doesn't matter how dexterous I am, I'm shooting a fucking gun.
Shooting a shot in the artery.
That is a fair point as well as aiming, which might be a dex thing, but we'll discuss that.
Which, I mean, you could do extra die and drop modifiers.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting way of doing it.
That's one thing they
higher potential, but also you could just fucking fail. Like, just get a fucking one,
your minimum
which is aka all my rolls. Still stand by that problem, that death ray, boys. To the two of you that don't know, I once had a fucking giant eyeball, mouth, eye, whatever demon worm thing the size of like 4 stories, shoot a death ray at them. 12d10. I think I rolled, what, 6 ones? 4 ones?
It's pretty tragically low.
Yeah, it was pretty tragic, and I was pissed. Anyways, though. Just know the GM you're playing against historically rolls shit, and he can't roll stealth for your enemies.
Not especially stealth.
I think it's
Plus 12 to stealth, rolls a 2.
I think it's like a 50% rate of 1s for my stealth rolls. So, fuck me. I will try to look for this 3.5 guns rules. I don't think
because here's one thing I think would be kind of cool, especially for like large rifles, like any rifle, is instead of getting extra attack, you just get double the damage on a single attack.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to bring up for the sniper subclass. I keep calling it sniper, it's sharpshooter. It's more historically accurate.
Ranged.
The sharpshooter subclass was that if you didn't move, for a round. Like you
Yeah.
just straight up never
Countdown.
move. You got the chance to set up somewhere. You fucking snipe the shit out of everyone.
Tell that
That's
to
the
your
kicker.
boy Simo Haya.
Climb a tree, climb up like 20 stories on a tree. I see the entire battlefield. Come get me, motherfucker.
Pachoo.
AKA
Dude,
how
don't-
snipers work. In real life.
If you want to look up someone, look up White Death himself.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's the one
I
he
know.
used
I know
as
that
example.
story. I told Garth about this story.
The legend.
White Duff is in this location.
My,
I'm sure of that. 1% sure. Close enough. Bomb the hell out of it.
my granddad's cousin, who my uncle is named after, and I in turn am named after my uncle, fought in the same war.
That dude is an absolute.
So if you went back in time,
savage.
if you went back in time. I know you're an eternal being like myself, Fred. But if you were to go back in time,
Yeah.
you could just hang out.
Yeah.
Take this place.
You know what the
Take your
craziest
uncle.
thing is?
He also vandalized a Nazi car to get leather for his wife's handbag.
Nice.
That's
Worth
precious.
it.
Oh,
That's
cool.
all. That's really
That's romantic.
Yeah.
affectionate.
I like that.
Fuck you, Nazis.
Thank you, Mrs.
Yeah.
Blair.
Just thinking about that man gives me chills.
What are you gonna say?
Does anyone have 3.5e like a digital edition? Because
No.
I'm not finding anything like
I
I don't
have,
like you know.
I think I have the PHB basically.
If you don't, I bet if you look up firearms by Cobalt Press, they're generally really good. Like Cobalt Press does really good work.
Yes.
I don't know if they
see
have anything on it. Ah,
Mm.
tragic. But yeah, they do solid work on their homebrew.
Then we go to the weapons. Wait, bigger guns. Wait.
Artillery.
I've got a thought. Not
Yes?
strictly directly related to guns, but how would a rain of bullets interact with something like the shield spell?
That's an interesting point, wasn't it?
All right, break out the Shadowrun.
don't ever play Shadowrun unless you're ready to like actually have a headache. I spent 3 hours just to figure out my stat line.
Yeah, that's they're actually putting that in trigonometry classes now.
Oh my god.
It's just your calculus class is just a Shadowrun campaign.
More like the Shadowrun character creation. Yeah, don't play Shadowrun. It's very niche. I mean, play it if you want. You do you, but it's very complicated. So, let's see.
Yeah, I remember like
Nope,
the rough
nope,
guidelines on it, and it was basically like a blunderbuss was like 4d10 damage.
I'm not so sure I jumped to that as a thing.
Well, what I'm saying is,
we'll see.
as your character gets better, they can gain dice on it.
Back of pizza, nice. That would be interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Like, there are certain logics I want to apply for each subclass, but the thing is, we still need to sort of figure out how the main class works before we can trickle down to the subclass, like the creation wise. Because I can start, doing cool Gunslinger McCree or whatever discussion all I want for the Gunslinger, but he is a gunner, and most of the levels he takes in Gunner won't have any Gunslinger features in it. That's how
So
classes work.
in
Wait,
terms
is anyone
of
actually doing this,
party
though?
role, would the gunslinger? I'm guessing he would be some sort of striker.
Oh god,
It's
you're
like mid-range
showing Fred.
damage. Roughly.
Well, it depends. It's definitely some sort of. It's a DPS class.
DPS, yeah.
It's I wanted to give it the equivalent of the fighter class, which Tal'Dorei does. It's a dedicated martial class.
Something you
So
could
that's
do.
the kicker of it.
Yeah, but is it like a class that only does damage numbers, or does it have like crowd control, CC? Like, could you do blanket fire to provide the cover, or I don't know.
That is an interesting consideration, and
Well,
I brought that
blanket
up
fire is
once.
Isn't really a thing you can do with a semi-automatic weapon, really.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
unless we got that LMG. Which I told Garth like this at some when we were talking on Thursday.
was an
like,
initial
I sort
idea.
of wanted a fourth subclass of like a machine gunner, but I'm like that seems a bit much.
Daka 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 daka.
Yeah, exactly. You just be daka, paint my gun.
That'd be
red,
the
and
only
it'll
one
shoot
that I'd
better.
say give them some form of misfire just to make sure they don't just spam constantly.
you could toy around with something like a ready to action and set a trigger when
Oh, that
when
would be a
extra
gunslinger, just like
fly.
showdown mode.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, if you look at shotguns, even amongst shotguns, they have different slugs.
Yeah, that's another catch, which I don't have much of a problem with this, because if you play a class with a bow, you can have an enchanted bow, you can have an enchanted bow string, and you can have enchanted arrows. That's 3 different things you can enchant. A gun, maybe only 2. The gun and the bullet. There's no magic firing pin or whatever out there.
Yeah, the receiver,
Scope.
the firing pin, the hammer,
my stock,
the extractor.
Yeah,
I mean, a stock would be
Stock,
like
maybe.
a scope, like
yeah,
Scope
so
for accuracy,
that's
stock for
one thing
stabilization.
I would say a bow has going for it, is it has more enchantability. But even again, like, we still need
You
to...
could take a cue from like the arcane archer and have
Hmm.
I don't know, symbols or runes inscribed on the bullets.
That's exactly what I
Yeah.
figured.
well,
Yeah,
because I
and
mean,
then
at that point, if we're just making an arcane archer, why are we even making it?
Well, and that's not what I'm saying, is that I'm not saying that there's like a subclass which has like I did consider this though, like a subclass that has just magic bullets. I'm saying that any of these subclasses could get magic bullets.
Wow, are you gonna start killing JFK too?
If
JFK
Philip
was killed
says
with a magic
yes,
bullet.
Mhm.
Confirmed.
if Philip says yes, I will do it to get out of this trouble I'm in for telling you guys to go kill children.
You told me to kill children.
Yeah, but the idea started with me, so in technicality, I'm the mastermind. So, I'm not finding anything on necessarily guns from Cobalt Press, so yeah.
All right, let me finish up this roll, and I'll do some googling.
It talks about like a gunslinger class and like the discussion on it, but nothing about guns.
We could start with like the basics of like
So-
how many ASIs do you want to give them, or like what's set up for the ASIs? Like
Well,
every
ASI,
single
I
level
could
or-
figure that out damn easy. I could just steal that from any other class.
Well, that's the thing is
I
different
really
classes have
think
different
rogues
amounts of
and fighters
ASIs they get. Like fighters get a completely different thing than wizards.
Yeah, fighters.
No,
get
isn't it
more,
like everything
rogues-
gets 5 except for fighter?
Nope.
rogue
Rogues.
gets one more.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's
So-
not like it's not like every class has its own amount.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm just saying, like, as a base, because if you have an
exception
ASI
one
at
and
a
exception
level,
2.
if you have an ASI at a level, typically you don't give them like a class feature at that level. So I'm saying like you could just set that up to have like a base.
I mean,
spine
not
tool.
typically always.
Not typically
I mean,
always,
the
but
thing
exactly.
is, I mean, yeah,
It's
that's
just
good
a simple
point
step
on
to start
design,
with.
What? I probably
Here's
would
my-
much rather give them abilities. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I
Here's my
would
question,
look
though.
at the role you want to fill. Do you want it to be a pure damage build, or do you want to be a damage build with support, or how do you want it to?
I
play?
would say a gunner is probably pure damage.
Well, then giving him the fighter amount of ASIs is probably the most fitting.
Well, no, because
Mhm.
the guns don't scale with your thing, your
Hmm.
ability modifier. So it
yeah,
doesn't
there's no
matter.
feats or anything. It doesn't scale for stats, as we were discussing.
Oh my god, what kind of feats could they grab? Sharpshooter.
You can get sharpshooter.
We were debating crossbow expert because it
Hex.
has that one thing.
Well,
Which made,
we weren't debating anything. You threw it out my way, and I was like, I didn't respond.
Yeah, fair.
If there's a pistol or a revolver or something,
Oh, here it
handheld
is.
firearm. You know,
Your Google better calibrated than mine because I didn't find shit. Oh, the 3.5.
Mhm.
I thought you were talking about the Cobalt Press.
He found it on his phone.
Oh god, I assume 2d6, 2d8, 2d10. Pretty fair point, honestly. Some
Fight
rifles are
purple.
designed to breach, some shotguns are double. I'm gonna assume the default. I will say this right now: the default shotgun would be a double barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not busting out the trench gun. In which case, that's actually. I went into the goblin cave with a trench gun. Several shots later, I came back out, and there are no more goblins. I don't know what to tell you.
can I get an AA-12, please?
No, you can have a
Give you
mini
double
nuke.
trigger for double damage.
Light pistol, heavy pistol. I mean, ooh, that'd be some. I do very much like the idea, that we just give it more, have like additional dice, because then it's like without modifiers, it is like high risk, high reward. You might just get way better damage, or might just get 2 1s and then fuck you. So that would be interesting.
I think it's the only one that
Oh, there's
really
more
makes
down
sense
here
with how a
for
gun
exotic.
would work.
What does the more down there describe? Like each gun?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
yeah.
I'm not so sure I'd break it down that much at this point. I think I just have like pistol, rifle.
Well, the thing is, like, they used exotic weapons in 3.5.
Right, which
So
we
that's why
don't
they're
have.
more broke down.
Right.
Yeah, which is a shame, honestly.
It's for better and worse. Yeah, this is like, yeah. Alright, well, at least we have an idea of how guns mechanically work. Increased crit.
Hmm.
I'm assuming there's a 3.5 thing, because it says like ×3 and stuff.
Yeah, it used to be like basic was like a longsword was 19 to 20 times 2. Then some things would be
so
like
double
just
damage.
straight 20 times 3 or times 4.
Yeah, like a scythe I think did like triple damage or something.
No, quadruple.
Jesus Lord.
I'm
But it was only 2 before.
reaping souls right now. Stuff like that. Increased crit range. Thoughts?
You know, it makes sense. Especially if you're rolling a lot of dice.
I feel like it could be like a class feature or something.
Ah, see, now we're getting into the crux of it. Now this
Yeah.
is where we get cool ideas. And I'm like, that's a bit too powerful just to make the guns this thing. We'll put it as a class feature. Genius.
And it could work. It could work for any of them because a sniper is just like taking your time with the shot. A gunslinger is
Yeah.
just like
You could,
intimidating stare down.
You could also, over time,
Shotgun
step it
is
up.
shotgun.
So if you have a 19 to 20, when you get the feature, it could be stepped up at higher levels to 18 and whatever and so
The
forth.
champion thing,
Exactly.
but don't make it as good as champion. Or
No, I'm making it as good as champion. Fuck champion.
well, I was just saying like
Champion's
not
been
as high.
streamlined into the fighter class. That's how shit it is.
Yeah.
Not shit. Just
It's
very
bad.
bland.
Ooh,
Except
what?
for the expanded crits, it's yeah.
Instead of doing expanded crits, you could instead do if you beat their AC by X amount, you get some bonus.
Ah, yes, the
For a little
mechanic
uniqueness.
I introduced you guys
Yes.
frequently in the previous one.
It's
that would be
an interesting
interesting.
mechanic. It's a bit different.
It's a lot of number crunching though.
You could take a cue from the Barbarian Brutal Critical as well.
I was thinking that as well. I was thinking that increased crit dice.
I mean, do you know what cavitation is?
Headshot.
Capitation? What?
Cavitation.
No,
that?
I don't know what that is.
The bullet hole goes in is not the bullet hole that comes out.
Mm.
It is a much larger hole.
Yeah, right.
So, like a 7.62 goes in, like the size of your pinky finger, comes out bigger than your fist.
Ouch.
Fair. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't need that entire internal organ system, did you? Okay.
Luckily, the things are
crazy.
so crap because they're loose bolt. They can barely hit anything. So,
I think reload, like the amount of time it takes to reload, would definitely be a core cost thing. Does it take a full action? Does it take a bonus action? Does it become a free action at higher levels? Then we start talking.
yeah, honestly, I like the concept of one attack per round, like, and the damage scales up. So it's like where a fighter would get more attacks, you just get more damage.
I didn't know.
The thing is, like, for something like a
combustible rounds
gunslinger, I
with
want
low
them to be able to
point.
shoot, like literally just fucking
chamber
core
core.
out all their chamber core, exactly. So literally just, I have 6
Well, I mean,
bullets
yeah, that
left,
could
I
be
can
a
hit 6
different-
targets.
That can be a different mechanic entirely.
There's a better question mark version of that for the ranger called volley. Or I think it's called volley.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
It's
think it's
like,
11th level.
Is it in range? Do you have ammo? You shoot at it.
Yeah. What is it? It's like you pick a target in range, and then you can then pick like if you have the ammo for every enemy in a certain radius of the guy. Then you
I'm
make
just
a,
opening up the PHP.
yeah, it's
It's
the
a long-
level 11 hunter feature.
yeah. I don't look at ranger because it's not that great.
Because no one ever looks at.
You can
Boy,
use your
I'm
action to make a
I'm
range
not-
attack
I'm
against
not-
any
how
number
proud
of
you are.
creatures within 10 point of a point you can see
Yep.
within your weapon range.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking something similar for gunslinger.
Yeah, like
Are
fan
they
the hammer.
within-
It's got
Oh
to
my
be called
God.
fan the hammer. Let's be
What if-
real.
It's yeah, it's fair.
Mm.
Dumb thought. Like what if you gave them like special readied actions like like XCOM fucking characters.
Mm.
You say that, but there's already fighting styles based off XCOM in the fucking advanced fighting styles, at least.
All right.
I'm just trying to help.
Is there one that gives you 99% accuracy that always misses?
Yes,
should
it's
be.
called RNGesus. Hate you.
I hate that game.
God, dude.
Oh,
Oh, my
look.
god.
I got this mind controller dead to rights. Easy
Vietnam
clap. Nope, missed. Cool.
flashback.
My character
No,
turned
I'm
90 degrees to the left. What the fuck?
My character shot backwards somehow through their own skull. Hit
The bullet
target.
went into the man, but it didn't kill him.
Bro, I can't tell you the first time I fought the giant robot in that game and I learned that ground was destructible.
Dope.
I set up this sweet ambush, like all 4 of my dudes over top, ready, Overwatch, out of range. Got him, sucker. Nope, rocket launcher. All my people fell dead.
Sounds right.
Get fucked.
Okay, let's talk. I think we actually solved the matter of guns pretty quickly. Now
Wait,
the question
seriously?
is, what's up?
Here's my question. Is anyone even playing one?
I potentially will. Yeah,
Potentially.
that's why I've been like
Garth,
wishy-washy
you
this whole
are
time.
You are some kind of person. I wish you would have told me that earlier.
If nothing else, I'm gonna make an NPC or two
Yeah.
because, like, if I made a colony, what's the best way to defend it? With a fucking gun.
If you want to go with the gunner class instead, I can like just do Spore Druid. It's fine.
No. If you want to do it, let me know. I will switch to a life cleric.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Again, I could just
I already-
deploy a healing card.
Or you could do that.
You
I
should do
already
what you
played
want.
Stalker Ranger in another game. I just really like the mechanics.
We'll see how this works out.
Or if nothing else, I'll keep the NPC I'll give you will be a gunner
Or that.
and an alchemist. You ever heard of a combat medic?
Poison
Nope,
bullets.
never heard of that.
Yeah, well. So yeah, starting, assume pistol, rifle, like sniper. It's not really a sniper rifle, but you got where I'm going at. Sniper rifle, shotgun. So there's 4 weapons archetypes, so to say. What are the die types? Start lowest. Pistol.
D4, D6.
Did you say 4d6?
No, I said D4 or D6.
D6.
Oh, I was gonna say, are you smoking that crack?
Yeah, apparently.
Fireball.
But no. Especially if like you can get the crossbow expert and that would be the thing that procs it, then it should
I
be
don't
terrible.
promise that.
I
You just
know.
keep pitching that. And
I
there's
know.
a reason I don't say anything on that.
Hmm.
Is that going to be one that can take multiple actions per turn? Like multiple
Yes.
shots per turn? I would say 2d4 starting, and then scale it up. At 5, 3d4, or... I guess it doesn't need to be.
I mean,
Like, I guess-
like you're not in you don't have to stay if you don't want to. This is us just talking at
Are
literal.
you talking about per bullet or per?
Per bullet. Because there's no modifier on it.
Yeah, there's no modifier. Oh my God.
Luck of the draw.
Fair. So yeah, so it'd be
It's-
2d4.
You can dual wield them, I would say 2d4. Because then at level 5, you're looking at 6d4.
Because of
If you do wielding.
Because of 2 attacks and an offhand.
right. That'd be pretty. That's
Max of 24, minimum
64
of
is
6.
maximum of 24. No modifiers versus 2d6 attacks from a fighter with a greatsword with modifiers. I think that's pretty fair.
I think it's
Might be a
scales.
little underwhelming at that point.
well, it's just a pistol. It's like the lower end one. It shouldn't be like super duper amazingly powerful. There's one above pistol, isn't there?
Pistol, rifle.
Sniper and shotgun.
Unless you want to count like a submachine gun, carbine.
Carbine. I mean, okay, well, here's the difference. It's either D4s or D6s, because it's not going to be like D8. So it's like, it's
Well,
D6
my busts
too
are the
powerful.
D8s. My busts are the DA for the.
I mean, what if it scales up?
Oh,
Right.
what, like increased dice type?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Or it's at 2d4. At 5, you get an extra attack and it becomes 2d6. Because the thing is, that's a max of 12 damage. A great sword can, or a long sword can hit for, at that point, a max of 12 damage with a 18 strength.
So yeah, it's either even or
But
maybe a
18
tiny bit
damage
below.
should be better than 12 damage, wouldn't it? If you
1d8
two-handed.
plus 4.
Oh,
Oh, I mean, yeah, if you two-handed, even more.
You mean longsword, not greatsword.
I mean, a great sword's even more, but
Yeah,
we're
it's
talking
good
about a
swords.
two-handed weapon versus a one-handed.
Yeah.
Fair. I bring a shield and I bring a shotgun. Let's go. Lever action.
Riot shield.
I mean, that could be a class feature then, couldn't it?
Yeah, improved ballistics. It's a real life class feature. Like fecal.
I did tell Garv there was a clause to this where I didn't want to necessarily make it that a gunner knows actually how to tinker with guns, so they're not freaking Percy from Critical Role. They're not the maker of the first gun.
They know how to shoot it damn fine, though.
Yeah, they know. It'd be the equivalent of McCree. Like, McCree definitely knows how to shoot the gun. He might know how the gun breaks and works because from experience, but does he know how every single revolver he gets his hands on undoes or dismantles and everything? Probably not, because McCree is an idiot.
If damage ends up being on the heavier side of things comparatively, you could always increase the cost of ammunition.
That's fair.
20
The thing
gold
is,
per
like-
bullet.
Well, that's sort of the thing, though. Like, that's the reason why archers died off is that people that produced ammunition switched from arrows to bullets. So if I industrial scaled, quote unquote, in a colony, bullets, arrow prices might go up, which sort of defeats the purpose of bow and arrow. Stuff
And
like
you have
that.
to be stupid good to hit people with bows.
Skill versus
so-
power.
Enjoy. The thing is, I can give any schmuck a gun.
I mean, hence why the crossbow is more effective than the bow.
Yeah, you shoot a guy with a gun, everyone in, a mile radius knows something's happening.
Fair.
You can't come in here, sweetheart. You gotta go out.
I'm sorry.
Because it smells like paint in here, weirdo.
You and your
Oh,
kid
sorry, I
have a
wasn't meaning
very interesting dynamic. It's adorable.
Oh, I keep it real with my kids.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
call him a shithead, but it's like call him a little weirdo. It's like sure.
Turd nugget.
You know, I threaten to clout my kids in the ear all the time.
Clout my kids
Clap.
in the. Oh, clap. I was like, clout your.
No,
What does that mean?
Clout.
My mom
What
called
does
me
that mean?
pussy one
What,
time.
what does it mean?
Oh.
I know what it means, and they know what it means, but the outside person doesn't know what it means. Unless they've
Clever.
read The Knights of the Seven Kingdom by George R. R. Martin.
Have not.
Nah,
So.
I don't read. I can't read. I've lied to you this whole time. Me reciting stuff from the PHB was just luck.
Basically, it's like a noogie for the ear.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
Interesting.
Like a dry, wet willy. A dry willy. Oh god! Oh no!
Oh, it's so much worse when you say it out loud.
I like how you figured it out like before, like.
As I was saying it,
mean-
I was just like, oh no.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I lived. Crap.
Yeah, he lived. Okay.
What does shotgun do?
A lot.
It would do a lot.
But is it like 1d12 or is it like 2d8s kind of situation?
Yeah, what gauge are we using?
Shotgun?
Do we have like a choke on the end? Is the barrel rifled at all?
How
for some
close?
reason?
We assume rifling exists in the world if we have long range rifles.
It didn't initially.
Well, we're better than
Didn't
that.
know. Yeah, right.
We're not going for realism, ergo the spore druid. We're going for fun.
I mean,
That still
It's-
keeps. No, I ate them all. Shit.
Rip. I still like the dex save shotgun. Another way we can go about it is we just lower the dice, the die type, but increase the amount of dice.
honestly, if you're talking like a reflex save, like, God, did I just say that? Oof.
Yeah, I
Reflex
felt
save,
it.
yep.
If you're thinking that, like, I'm thinking like 2d12.
You think that's fair?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Well, I still want the kicker of like if the closer you are, the more messed up and
You can
low
make it if they
survival rate
fail.
the other person.
If they're right next to you, you can make it so that if they fail, it does like X amount of dice more, or it does like double damage just by
So
default.
crit.
Yeah.
Which would
Because to be
pretty fair,
fair,
'cause
getting
you-
shot in
you
the
can't
chest with a
crit.
shotgun, that's probably
If we're using a dex save, it can't crit because.
Oh,
they are
then
rolling,
perfect,
not
yeah.
you. Thoughts? That's on that.
Yeah, you
I
want to
think
get
it's going to require a lot of play testing.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
Because that's the thing is if the stormtrooper can break the distance, which considering the
Which
class
is
are
what
probably
it's
going to
designed
make
to
it
do.
that, yeah, then it should be able to just fucking destroy someone. How about this? The shotgun one doesn't upgrade, but they get more ability to get close to someone.
Oh, I don't like
Well,
that
we're
at
not
all.
talking about upgrading the shotgun at that point. We're talking about upgrading the class. There's a
That's true.
distinction we have to make.
Shit.
Let's talk about this. If you're level 17, you got a shotgun that is 2d12, and a cleric can use a cantrip that's 4d12. What are you actually doing in life?
That is entirely true.
Fair point.
I have to take this dog out. I'll be right back.
So we give him. We couldn't give him increasing die types.
Yeah, I think you
Higher
gotta just do,
potential,
like,
higher potential, but the same minimum, which is like.
Could you not just? Because I'm thinking like, okay, like a barbarian with like a great axe or whatever can only do like a d12, but because of rage and things that they get from the class, they're doing more damage. So could we not just do the same here?
well, I mean, they're getting what, up to 4 more damage.
Like I said, I don't. I'm just trying to spitball. I don't.
Yeah,
really
no,
know.
That's
I know
fine,
exactly
yeah.
what you're saying.
I've never built a class before.
I don't
It's-
think there's
it's
any
a tenuous
problem.
process.
You're just spitballing ideas until one sticks. Like I think you definitely just have to throw a lot of dice at it though. If there's no modifiers, because modifiers are the bulk of damage.
Yeah. And it's, if it keeps it consistent as well.
Oh god, yeah,
You
that'd be
can also
awful.
play
Point
around
blank
with
does 3 damage.
disadvantage on the saves, stuff like that.
We could do that. That's something I'm wondering. So they have disadvantage on the save, or again, if you're point blank, they just fail the save. No roll required.
Because and here's the thing: anything that uses saves primarily is like you put the onus on the defender.
As opposed
is-
to the skill of the attacker.
You could also,
Exactly.
if you wanted to have a bit of a punch thematically, you could make it so that evasion techniques or features in class stuffs don't work on the damage from the shotgun.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Ooh.
That might be a thing that the stormtrooper could get as a class feature. You like your shots
I
could
don't
now
know
ignore
because I
evasion.
feel like a fast rogue should be because you can like
Just duck
you
out of the way
can't
of the
get a
barrel.
glancing blow from a shotgun. Like I know people that have, and they don't
Fair.
have magic.
Fair.
Yes, 2P.
But the thing is, like, we gotta actually, at some point, be able to get rid of people that have the thing of, I succeed on a deck save, no damage. Even though they're point blank range, and it definitely hit them or something like that.
Old person.
Classic. Yeah, there is that.
Because like, okay, it's just it's bound to have some sort of weakness, so we can't plan for it to.
You could make a class feature as well for the stormtrooper to force failed saving throw or something once per or X amount of turns per rest, etc.
Yeah,
That could work. The thing is, I'm not sure how you explain that.
they have like a channel divinity.
Channel event, hey, fuck you.
It's high noon.
It's noon. Let's see. Does this work? It does not work. Okay. Hate
I'll be right back.
using this.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't see it wrong. Like a max level freaking shotgunner doing 8d12 damage.
Because that is their one attack for the turn, right?
Exactly. Like
That's the
yeah, that's a good bit of damage. Like
yeah.
not that much considering. Considering right now, I was just explaining to them that my character can hit for like 42 at level 2.
What a miss.
More spitballing.
Gross.
Like, I don't know, man. It's rough because you're talking about a whole new system.
I know. Something Garth brought up the other time, it's something used in other systems, definitely not in D&D, is exploding dice.
Yes.
Oh
So,
god.
you roll max on it, you roll another dice. You roll max on that, you roll another dice.
So in that case, having like smaller dice like D4s would actually work better.
In theory.
In theory. It's like, oh yes, it does D12, but I have a 1 in 12 chance of having this do even more dice.
But then, of course, the catch to that is if you have a D4, you need to explode your dice 3 times just to make the equivalent.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that kind of would be thematically appropriate.
Mm-hmm. At least I think.
Because the thing that makes bullets so damaging when they go in is
That's
that they
what
go
they
in and they
depart.
bounce.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like they don't break through ribs typically; they bounce off of them and then bounce around.
Around your
They rip
internal
Every
through
time they hit
organs.
bone, they just exactly. That's why you can see someone get shot in the chest and it come out their hip.
Oof.
Yeah, trust me.
Don't want to see that.
Being taught to
think-
treat that like
It's not pleasant.
I think that just has to do with, like, it's like a risk versus a reward. Like, this is your one attack. You just
Yeah.
gotta hope that you hit, like, the right spot and shit. Instead of it just being, dex save, take 8d12 or some bullshit,
well,
you know?
I mean, I think
Save or die.
let's narrow this down. Garth, what class are you thinking of? Like, what subclass would you think of?
Originally, I kind of want to do Gunslinger because I like the style of it, but Shotgunner, or Stormtrooper, I should say, has the ability to actually be like front,
Yeehaw!
yeah, because Stormtrooper has the ability to be frontline, and if Fred's like the only frontline, then it's like, okay, I want to back him up a bit.
I do promise one of the NPCs I'm going to make is going to be a stormtrooper. So
Okay, then.
double vested interest.
Granada!
Okay, in that case, with that promise,
Okay, well
Probably
let's
Gunslinger.
let's
Well, not one of the ones that's going with your party, but one of the ones I'm going to make.
one of your NPCs.
let's
okay.
bare bones this. All right, start from the beginning. Hit dice.
Okay,
I think D10.
D10.
martial class,
Martial
yeah,
class.
Agreed.
Martial class, they're going to get hit, except with the exception of sniper.
yeah.
All right, skills.
Let me
I think you
refresh
made
that.
a
Skill
list of
standard.
D10.
Or are we
Okay.
thinking it's going to be a more skill-based class like a ranger? So it gets 3.
How much does Rogue have? 3?
Rogue gets 4. Bard gets
Yeah.
3. Ranger gets 3.
and then
Or
everyone
no,
else
Bard
gets
might
2.
get 4 too.
No,
I'm pretty sure it's 3.
Okay,
I know it's 3. It's 3 of
it's
any.
3, and then Lore Bard gets 3 more.
Yeah, I think they start
Ooh,
with 3. And then just go
Boy,
on.
howdy. That's what you call skill monkey.
Oh, yeah.
No, so you start Rogue, you pick up Bard, go Lore Bard, take Skilled as a variant human, so you get 1 extra skill. So you start with 2 from human, then 1 extra, then 4 from Rogue, so you're already at 7. Then you pick up 1 more for being a Bard for 8. You take Skilled, that's 3 more, so now you're at 11. Then you become Lord Bard, boom, you got 14.
You have
14
almost
18.
all the skills.
Yep.
At like level 3 or 5.
Nah.
4. At level 4, you can have it. There you go.
And-
man.
That's what
And you
Pokemon
have
rules calls a
fucking,
TM slave. Or
And
is
you
it-
have Jack of all trades and the ones you're not proficient in.
That's a good point.
Aw, damn.
So, I think 3
is.
because it's going
I
to
think
be.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very much like it's not as fighter focused, but it's more a technician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give 3. I think it's pretty fair.
Armor proficiencies,
Light
Medium at best. Yeah.
light and medium, and I think Stormtrooper gains heavy.
You think it gains heavy?
Yeah, I
gotta
think
be,
so.
like, in
It's
the-
a
you have to-
melee
Yeah,
class.
the thing is, like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's a fair point.
You are running up into someone's face.
You're a
Yeah,
space
but
marine.
the catch of it was that you're running at them is the thing. That you just gotta be fast. But
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
wondering
but
you
if-
could-
essentially you're a space marine.
Yeah. You could
Okay,
set it
yeah.
up like this as well.
Voice marine.
Aside from the stormtrooper.
Oh my god, you gotta play an orc. Please play an orc if you play this.
No. Remember how I told you that this game is good? Like with what you described to me, it might be a 40k base game. And then I was like, the thing we're gonna make is gonna make even more 40k. Yeah, I was thinking of like fucking Imperial Guard.
Yeah. He was talking about the
Stormtrooper.
entire time.
Rushing that. Let's fucking go. Thank the Emperor for these upgrades.
Bum. What you could do is
Gotta make a half orc and name him Choppa.
Choppa.
Chopper.
Get to the
Who
chopper.
also is a freaking fascinating character. If you haven't heard about him,
Chopper.
I feel like you've told me,
no,
but I
he's-
do not.
he was an
recall.
Australian dude, nutty, absolute nut job. I think the term is mad lad.
Chopper. But
Weapons, gun.
Weapons, I think simple, martial, special.
I'm gonna put simple martial
I would say
gun
just simple.
for memes.
You don't think they'd learn how to use a longsword?
I don't think it would be like their main focus.
I would give him martial in case you actually do want to be the fucking officer. You know, the guy that has a sword in one hand and the fucking revolver.
You give him
in
like
the
a
other
selection of martial tools in that case.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do like bard style, longsword rapier.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
like a shotgunner with a great axe doesn't seem
That's
to
scimitar
make
too.
sense.
You need scimitar.
Scimitar.
hand.
Yeah.
Gotta have
Longsword,
that.
rapier, scimitar. I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, wait. There's no martial like one-handed, like bludgeoning weapon, right? Is there?
Yeah,
Flail or
Warhammer.
Morningstar?
Yeah.
Warhammer,
Warhammer, Morningstar. Well, Morningstar is weird because it's bludgeoning piercing.
Too complicated for me to think about. Warhammer it is.
Fitting.
I want one of each damage type. That's why.
Sure.
So
Diversity.
piercing, slashing.
Also, going back a
slashing
step.
At that point, you have martial weapons.
Yeah. Going back a step, the armor stuff, you could have it be... They can have medium armor as long as it doesn't cause disadvantage on stealth, because with guns you kind of need like a bit of dexterity, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't say that's the case though. The thing, like
Okay.
dexterity for a gun, like that's hand stuff. Half plate doesn't cover your hands.
Oh god, the fucking Italian dudes from Battlefield 5? One?
Don't look at me. I don't play Battlefield, mate.
Dude,
Okay.
they just wear a full fucking suit of armor with an
Oh,
LMG
Jesus.
and just walk and shoot at the same time. I
Worth
forgot what
it.
they're called.
Hell. Alright. So skill is D10 dice, light plus what medium, heavy for the stormtrooper, simple weapons, gun, longsword, rapier, scimitar, warhammer.
See, I think giving it Warhammer just gives it
dude.
martial though.
Hmm?
I think at that point you just gave him martial weapons though.
It just doesn't have access to two-handed weapons is the catch.
Hmm.
It doesn't have the spear, or the martial spear at least. Stuff like that.
Doesn't have lance, maul, flail stuff.
No, it doesn't have shield.
Oh, that's true. Oh, so you can't right shield?
Yeah, the only reason I say
made for that, but I feel like we're getting too much into it.
Anyways.
the only reason I would argue for not bludgeoning is because bludgeoning is something that has specific effect against certain creatures.
Mm.
Does it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
skeletons and
undead.
stuff are like, yeah, undead. They're vulnerable.
A lot of like the
Person.
weaker undead are vulnerable to bludgeoning. I think some creatures are vulnerable to slashing, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably a couple of bolos.
Maybe
would say.
plants and stuff.
Okay, I'll occupy. I'll take off Warhammer.
Because then you could just be like a dwarf and get it anyways.
Yeah.
Fair.
If you
Alright,
really want it.
What comes up next? Equipment wise, don't talk.
Saving
Skip equipment. Skip equipment.
Saving throws.
Save it. That's a good point.
Dex.
I mean, dexterity has to be one. I think we can all agree. Dex.
Intelligence? Just because intelligence doesn't get a lot of love.
It needs a strong save and it needs a weak save. So
Dexterity is a strong?
Yeah, that's
dexterity is
strong.
strong.
Dex, Con, and Wiz are strong saves.
Yeah.
So charisma.
Could be a
strength,
case for
and-
con because you're constantly getting kicked by your weapon
Yeah,
for the recoil, but
I
even
think
then,
so. I think so too.
I don't know.
I would probably argue more Con than Dex. I don't know. Either are appropriate, really.
It depends on how you like flavor text it, really.
I think that could even be a feature.
What that you?
That you pick up con or dex.
Yeah.
So like
Well,
Ranger redone.
Well, there's a couple. Like one of the Rangers, Rogues get it. Like there's a couple class that pick up level 7.
Yeah, fair.
And then
I
there's
mean, I
some
don't
classes
mind
that
having
literally
that.
just get all of them and add their charisma to it and shit. And it's like, okay.
Well,
It's not like a whole unique mechanic, but it definitely seems appropriate. Because trust me, I can tell you, any soldier that's lasted long is gonna be tough.
Hmm.
But if you're dodging bullets, you might actually be fast too.
No, I agree with dexterity saves and pick up con at a later level.
Okay, fair enough. Then what's the weak save we give it? Int was mentioned.
Charisma?
I'm not.
Yeah, I feel like int or strength is appropriate.
Hmm.
I'd probably argue more for a strength than just make
Yeah, I
it
was
like
thinking
So,
strength.
very
just
ranger.
straight up martial. Like strength dex. Like
Yeah, I'm going to give that.
Sure.
Because again, we make no assumption that the gunner actually knows how the gun works, like its internal mechanisms.
Right.
He just knows pull trigger while aiming. You're good. Okay. Con at later.
Do
level.
they get tools?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, would be a crap soldier if they didn't know maintenance. But if you're not doing a breakdown mechanic, then it's largely unnecessary.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
What type of tools
do
are
that. Nothing that covers guns.
Maybe.
Tinker's
Yeah.
tools, maybe.
Maybe. Is
That's
that
how they
okay?
wrote
Is
it
that a
in
thing
Title
they
A.
just made up in Matt Mercer's thing, or is that like actually?
No, Tinker's tools are a thing, I
Okay.
believe.
No,
No, yeah, that's a real thing. 100%.
Smith,
I think,
Bottle Painter, Mason.
like dwarves get it? Anyway,
Glassware.
Dwarves are
Copper.
gnomes, maybe.
Yeah, rock gnomes get tinker tool
Yeah.
abilities with tinker tools. They get like advantage on certain things and whatnot. Gnomes are just awesome. Like honestly, they're a great race.
They're well made. Yeah, there's no real tool
A
besides
PHB
Tinker's
race
that
that
seems
gets
like it
advantage
makes
on
sense.
freaking all magic saves. Like, please.
I mean, like, we could make custom like or gun maintenance tools and stuff like that. But again, like it seems arbitrary. On track,
Yeah, it
condition
doesn't-
stats for your weapons.
Unless you're
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
think
like,
if
oh,
we're
after
going to
being
make
shot this
something
many
official-
times.
I think if you're going to make something official, then yes, that should be worked in, but it's not. This is for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no tool proficiencies then, if that's the case.
Mm-hmm. Did we already do skills?
Here it
I
is.
don't know. I think. I mean, if you
We
wanted,
picked
you
the
could
number
argue.
of skills.
You could argue 2 skills or 1 weapon proficiency or 1 proficiency.
One tool proficiency.
Yeah.
Well, again, there's not really any
Well,
tools.
the thing
that
is,
feel
like, what
intrinsic to
tool
it.
would it be? Like, there's only one thing that would really apply to their gun.
Thieves
Smith or
tools?
tinkers?
Precision and usage of it. I don't know.
I mean, someone's got to smith a barrel.
Fair.
But then we're talking gunsmith, not freaking shock
Gunner.
trooper. And I mean, rangers don't come with knowing how to make bows,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so I think it's fair to not have anything.
All right. Fair.
No tools,
Alright.
yes skills.
I think that's it other than equipment, but again, we'll just skip past that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you could. I mean, you could at least do starting equipment. Would probably be fighter level, like 5d4 times 10.
For gold and stuff like that.
Yeah, the max martial gold.
Make it D6s. No.
Nope.
Out of here, dude.
More money.
Okay. Now we move to the class itself. Features.
Now we got.
Level 1.
Now we got the core online.
Now we got the core online. Again, it needs a resource of some sort. And don't say bullets are the resource.
Grit.
So,
No.
get that grit shit out of here. So what would a gunner have as a resource? Other than ammunition itself? Me and Garth were talking about like having each class having like a
has a different
specialty
one.
feature. So like
Powder.
a run and gun thing. Powder?
If you ain't got no powder, you ain't got no gun.
Hmm.
But that depends. Are you using cartridge or are you using black powder?
We're assuming cartridge for this.
So,
That's
bullets.
advanced.
So yeah, full on self-contained cartridge, bullets, powder.
It could be like Warlock, where like level 1 you pick which subclass you go, and from the subclasses you get a specific resource. Well, even then, Warlock still has like
I would argue
sets.
at least 2 for that.
Okay.
Because then everyone's suddenly a gunslinger.
In literally the history of soldiers, you've always gotten a baseline before anything else.
Yeah,
Understandable.
I think it's fair.
Up there with cleric and druid. What is a base resource?
I don't know. I'm
I
stumped
know
on
it's,
that one.
I never said again. I never said this would be an easy task. This is honestly something that's probably gonna go blow up a powder keg in front of us.
I mean, that's not a bad resource.
What
Like,
about a
you would
reload
do it.
mechanic?
Reload mechanic?
I definitely like the reload mechanic.
Yeah.
'Cause you
Reload
can
as
give-
in what
Reload,
sense?
like as
Quickly?
in when you're a quick reload while you're in combat.